Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Sercacraft. It is I, Xilestar, and today it's the first for Minecraft 1.21 and I am already pretty much done. So allow me to bring you up to speed. So lately, since last week, I've been trying to let me just put this down so I can actually just start doing things. Okay. So lately, since last week, I've been trying to sort of speed my way to finishing off, uh, well, all of this kind of thing. Oh, I can actually drop all these. This is just so that I could test things out and everything. Anyway, that was just a test to see if my server settings would actually port over and the whitelist and all that stuff. Anyway, so pretty much like all last week, I've been trying to speed run it. I've pretty much done like 95% of it, so it's close to being done. However, we've hit a bit of a snag today, which I thought that we wouldn't have hit, but unfortunately we did. So I tried to use Amulet in order to like move my new base is supposed to be on this version to well to this version pretty much, and for some odd reason Amulet. Whoa. What are you do? What? Okay, that's really weird. Anyway, yeah. So pretty much though, like I've just been struggling. I have been struggling for about 5 hours to get it to work, and for some odd reason, Amulet just doesn't want to work with me on this, which is funny though because I've been using its predecessor version MC Edit for 1.12, which is where I've been doing all of my work, and it's been a dream pretty much. Like it's been working pretty well. I have no problems with it, and I don't think these are working. Either they are and I'm just not seeing anything, or my potion effects are gone. That's interesting. That's strange. Do I have Wait, do I even have the enchantments though? That's the thing. Well, it's still unbreakable, that's for sure. Huh. Anyway, so as I said, it's mostly done. I can actually show you what I've done so far though, but I want to wait to like a little bit later on before like I kind of show all that stuff off, because like I really just want to explore this world, see what's new kind of thing, and see if I can find the biome in which that I like a lot, which is the lukewarm ocean. I'm trying to find a really big one. And I just want to mention this before anybody like says it in the comments, like, "Oh, you didn't spend a lot of time on this." Like, it doesn't even look like you spent like a lot. I have spent I pretty much had to limit the amount of recording I did last week, where I had a bunch of free time just to work on the base, though. Pretty much, like I didn't even feel like recording that much. And the whole plan on that, and the whole plan of reason why I ended up doing all that stuff too. Oh, that was weird. Cool. Anyway, server's lagging. Why? Hang on. I think I know why. Yeah, you're being a bothersome. Get out of here. Oh my word. Come on. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna disconnect the remote. There we go. See if that improves the thing. Which is weird because I restarted both computers. I restarted Cube and this. Which is weird though that I thought you could sneak through them. Oh, okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'll give you guys a tour. Don't get me wrong. I just want to explore a little bit of this world. I'm mostly just trying to get some food. Maybe if we find a village, I won't have to do this nearly as much. Okay, let's let the Whoa. Okay. There we go. Yeah, and keeping an eye on it. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, there's one thing I want to change real quick. I don't remember what the command is, though. Let's see here. Can we find this out here? No, what's it called? No, what is it? It's I remember what it's called. I shouldn't say that. I know what it's kind of called, but I also don't know like what it's exactly like its full like command name, right? There. There we go. So there are no spawn chunks in here. I know like this version I know like spawn chunks are very helpful and all that, but like for server stability, which is weird, no, it's not helping. So one thing that I wanted to mention is that we are currently running Fabric. Oh, okay. We're currently running Fabric, as that is what is mostly recommended by like like everybody kind of thing for like server stuff because there's a lot more support and such like that. So we're currently running probably not the most stable version of Fabric, considering it's probably like the first one for 1.21. But hey, it's fine. We are running lithium on it. I think is it lithium or sodium? I can't remember. Hang on. I don't want to hit remote. Do I want to hit remote? No. I think what I'm gonna. Nah. Actually, you know what? I have Cube's mouse right here. Let's go see what it is. I'm gonna have to use this cheap mouse specifically just to see what mods we were cooking up here. Oh no, it deleted the mod. Well, no wonder it's not functioning properly. Wait, does that mean it? No, it wouldn't have deleted the data pack I threw in there, is it? No, certainly not. No, it's still in there. Just delete the mod. Very weird. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but for some odd reason, either Cube's making mistakes uh, or the server launcher I'm using is making mistakes because it changed the server to a different server's name, and then it refused to load. So yeah, so that might be why we're not getting the adequate performance that we should be getting, but it should be fine. I'm mostly just trying to find a village right now. Stay there for a little bit. There you go. We're just gonna fly up. We're gonna see around. There's a village. There's a village. How good is the village? Is it though? It is not a good village. Yeah. Ooh, I got melon seeds. Nice. Get out of your bed. There's monsters nearby. Hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. Can I have the bed? Thank you. But yeah, so like the current version of the base right now is not up to date to what to like Minecraft 1.21 kind of standards. It's more for 1.20 or 1.12, sorry, not 1.20, 1.12. So, like it's going to look really weird because I'm still using blocks from that very version. But like once I can update slash like do a lot of the changes that I want to do kind of thing, so that it works for our current version, then there you go. Like it'll be done. And I have slightly changed my mind in how I want to do the series from now on. But I don't want to cement it kind of thing, because if I say like, oh yeah, we're totally going to do this, then I feel like I have to do it this way, so I kind of don't want to say too much about it. But the idea is that each and every person is going to have a custom dimension as their own, and you can do whatever kind of building you want to do in that dimension. Nobody's going to bother you pretty much, right? So it's like saying that, oh, somebody's going to have like the overworld kind of thing, and then if you like and such like that, and then like if you want to have like the nether, you can do that, right? Like you can change different settings about your dimension to fit. I'm sorry if I'm like I'm still just angry. I spent 5 hours trying to get this to work and nothing had happened. So in my mind I'm like I'm like done. So I'm sorry if I'm going really fast. I just want to make up for lost time. So this might only be 6 videos, apart from the 8 that I really want to do, just so that like these can go out literally tomorrow. So I apologize for that. I'll definitely do a good job next time. And hopefully Amulet or World Edit will be up to date, so that I can actually move the new base over. But I'll definitely show it off. I do want to show it off in its full glory kind of thing, like it's done, it's prepped, it's ready to go. It's not that. But anyway, back to the whole dimension. What are you? Hi, buddy. Do you like sweet berries? No, you don't like sweet berries. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Can I right-click you? I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are. What are you? Why are you running away from me? I'm friendly. Look. Okay, what is this thing? I don't know. I know it's new. I just don't know what it is. Oh, there's another one. I do not know what you are. But you look very good as a thing. Anyway. Yeah. Is that another village? Dang, man. That's awesome. So yeah, so while so if we do the whole dimension thing, the rules will be slightly changed. So every version, your dimension will be imported over. It might take a little bit, but hey, it'll be fine. But for the most part, though, like everything in your dimension should be perfectly fine. During this series in general, I might be beta testing or alpha testing, however you kind of want to call it, the version specific, like the data pack or whatever it has to be, just so that way though, before I go, hey, yeah, it's full working order. Anybody who joins in gets a free data pack kind of thing. Oh, I got iron, nice. So pretty much what happens is that when somebody joins in, ooh, I almost got rid of the stick of justice. Anyway, so pretty much when somebody joins the server, they get they get 2 things pretty much. The first thing is that like if you want to, let's say, make a world that's just like the Nether, you can do that. And if you want to build a Nether only kind of base, you can do that. But if you don't want to be specifically in the Nether, like let's say you want to be in the Nether, but you can use beds kind of thing, you can totally do that. Also, you can probably already tell though that most of my settings are not actually Like, most of my settings are not actually what they're supposed to be. I think most of my video settings are not perfect. Simulation distance, all the way. This is usually 20. Maximum frame rate, unlimited. I think that's everything's fine. Okay, quality. Yeah, sure, why not? Weather. Whether leaves will be rendered as transparent, fancy, or opaque. I kind of like opaque, but that's just me. Biome blend? I don't really care what that is. Entity distance? Sure, why not? I don't know what most of this stuff does. Okay, fly. There we go. So technically, the server should be using. What's the mods called though? I don't know. It's. I have it bookmarked on Cube though, so I'll just have to re-download it again, install it again, or maybe that's what corrupted my whole thing. I don't know. Well, because something did, because it changed it to the last Sercacraft like server sort of name kind of thing, and I was like, huh? I'm like, why is there two of them? Then I found out that the one on the bottom was Minecraft 1.21, and I'm like, okay, maybe it just got corrupted somehow. Ooh, yeah, it's a little bit. Cube's not saying anything. I got 2 emeralds, nice. Okay. Oh, right. So this base is gonna have villagers. It's gonna have custom villagers that will be how do you call it? Maybe I need to take damage for this to work. No. I don't know. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe it's the travel elytra. That might be what it is, or something. I don't know. So what the original idea was that, well, this version, yes, I was going to use this base as my thing for this. This will be like the final time I use Amulet of all things to move my bases, kind of thing. But for the future though, I wouldn't mind using dimensions as a thing too, right? Because I think that would be kind of cool though. I'd probably take characteristics of like a few places though, like water, obviously lukewarm. I love the look of it. It's bright, it's clear, you can see right through it. It's amazing. What's the other one too? I would like to take the Mushroom Island sort of mob spawning rule kind of thing, where like no enemy mobs can spawn. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty sweet. Thank you. More iron. Nice. Thank you. You can have a flower, dear buddy. You're a farmer, so you probably would like a flower. But like that, like how that would work though is that, like, well, yes, everybody has a dimension kind of thing that's yours. Like would that change how it's structure how the structure block rule will work? Well, yes and no. So yes, as in like it can only be things that are from like your dimension kind of thing, but no, as in like you can still have a free creation that you can use. But like the classification of main base kind of thing would sort of change a little bit in the case that, like, because dimensions will be a thing, your dimension will be considered your main base, like your main base kind of thing. I know I'm being a little bit confusing here. So you know how like there's a lot of people in YouTube in which that will build like their starter home. Like, let's say this is my starter home. This is my main base right now kind of thing. While my computer is doing very wonky things, or the server is doing wonky things with the elytra. I don't know what it's doing. What are you doing? Did it crash? It crashed. Did it? Seriously crashed. Cube doesn't say anything, man. Okay. That's weird. Cube doesn't say anything about this. Okay, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, so like how a lot of YouTubers will say like, "Oh yeah, this is my starter home kind of thing. This will be what we're using for now kind of thing." And then later on they'll build like a mega structure kind of thing and they'll call it that's their base, right? So pretty much we're going to be using the structure blocks as sort of like the starter home pretty much that can move from world to world kind of thing, or in this case dimension, right? So you can move, let's say, your starter home from here to the structure void kind of, or the void kind of thing, or whatever your world turns out to be, and then it'll be done, right? So pretty much what's going to happen is that everybody's going to be given a world, and it's going to be the same thing anyway. Super flat with the preset of the void, so you have a platform that you can build on, kind of thing. But for the most part, that's your base. It's like have fun, pretty much, right? And if you think, oh, that's not fair, kind of thing, it actually kind of is. So we're trying to treat Sercacraft similar to how me and a friend usually treat Terraria worlds. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Terraria usually so when you play Terraria, your saves are split into two. Your character saves, which stores your inventory, your ender chest in Minecraft terms, right? So it stores like your inventory and your ender chest kind of thing, and you can use it in this world or a different world kind of thing. And then there is the world save kind of thing that you can put your structures, you can build whatever you want, and it's saved on that specific world. So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to create, or we're trying to make this world be for resource gathering and all that such stuff kind of thing, right? And then we have another dimension that we use with a data pack kind of thing that we can use to build whatever we want kind of thing, and we can change it however we want kind of thing. Let's say you want to build a 500 block tall tower, but the normal Minecraft world doesn't support it, or it would look really weird because you're starting from Y level. What's the Y level here? 93. So you need what is it, a 594 or whatever, right? Well, you can use this data pack dimension to make the build height, let's say, 1,000. And the only problems that I can see here is that we won't be able to put any security measures in there. And the one thing that I don't like, and I'm wondering if you can disable this through the data pack itself. So like if we can't do the major defense, like the major safety measures, but we can do it this way too. Where if you were to start typing in, let's say, I'm looking to switch myself to spectator mode. So if I go G, oh hey look, game mode. Okay, that's cool. Oh look, spectator. Okay, there you go. Like I only typed the slash and a letter, and I just got to game mode spectator. Like it auto filled it for me. And I know for a fact that data packs are similar to that regard too. So if we go slash function, I think Treecapitator has one. Look at that. Look at that. You have access to everything. Look at this. And that's kind of what I don't want in this kind of way too, right? Like you can quickly go to this. I don't care about Treecapitator. That's not the point here. The point is that like I don't want to have somebody to randomly stumble upon your structure because they accidentally typed in. I mean, I might as well just say the name of my base on here too. It's not that big a deal. So let's say Sanctuaria, because that's what my base's name is. I can't spell it apparently. Sanctuaria colon teleport, let's say. But let's say it autofilled it for me. Because as soon as you type in Sank, it automatically goes to, oh, it's talking about this one area, right? and then you do this, and you type it in, and then it teleports you to my base kind of thing, then obviously I am done. Because that's pretty much the only way you can get in, right? And I have many different ways that I want to do that kind of system, but for right now, though, like, that's kind of what it is, though, is that it's going to be command-based only. So that in order for you to get to your base, you have to type in the command, which is very helpful in this case because you can actually... You can actually, like, save your stuff from previous times. So it's really good, and not only that, I would technically tell people to, like, get, like, a mini-map mod anyway that has the ability of waypoints. Either, I think Zero was, like, the oldest one. I remember using that a long time ago. And, of course, Journey Map. But I personally like Journey Map. Mostly because I use it a lot in Pixelmon and other stuff, so yeah. But that's pretty much it, though, like, for that nonsense. The other thing, too, was that, like, because I was gonna put Voracle inside of Sancturia kind of thing, what I was going to do was that... That's a funky-looking tree. What's that? I'm more curious about this tree, and then I'll continue my train of thought. Whoa. Anyway. What is this tree? That's an interesting thing to spawn here. That must either be new or I'm just clueless on that. Anyway, back to what I was saying though. So let's say in Sancturia, I placed this house, specifically this house, inside of Sancturia. What I would have done is go through my single player world, copy this structure as is, place it down in this world. I'm also trying to see if there's mossy cobble in there. Oh, there is. It's on the back. Obviously, that wouldn't be there. Anyway, so let's say I place it into this world, and I only have, let's say, a certain amount of items. I was going to restrict it to a certain amount of shulker shells, but that's going to be it for the most part, and I have to replace them each and every time. So what I would do at the end of the series, pretty much, is throw everything back into the house, kind of thing. So throw everything back in here, save it through the server, go into the server folder, grab the .mbt file, which is how structure blocks store their items, by the way. Send it over to the single player one, reload it back in, and then there you go. And then that's how it works, right? Oh no, it's doing it again. Oh no. I don't know what it's doing. It's really weird. Is Cube just struggling for some odd reason? Hang on a second. I think Cube is struggling. Which it shouldn't, because it only has one network thing on. And that should just be the server itself. Task manager, let's see here. Network. Huh? Wait. Wait, hang on a second. I didn't properly rate the top, though. Did I not change it to 5 gigabytes? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what... No, it's not using 5 gigabytes, that's why. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on. I'm gonna stop the server for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the server for a quick second. Which will give me ample time to do 2 things, actually. Oh, yes, you update too. Why not? Everything needs to update. What is it under? It's under... Oh, come on, man. That's not what I want you to do at all. By the way, I did all these settings beforehand. It's just that now, of all times... Actually, I've already technically explained myself. It changed the name of the server for some odd reason. Oh, I am a fool. I'm using my actual keyboard instead of the keyboard for Cube. There we go. I am such a goofy fool. Okay, let's go get that mod again. Should be bookmarked. Yeah, what was the one I used? That's not it. Hang on, what? Is it not in here? Or is it like in a different one? Oh, that might not be good. I remember doing it. Was it lithium? Yeah. Okay. So it was lithium. Yeah, the other one that was recommended was, or that was technically recommended, was to get, what was its name? Oh, sodium's only client? Oh, a lot of them are just client-based? Okay, that's fine. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, the other one that was recommended was, like, phosphor, I think was the other one. But that never got, like, updated to, like, the current version. Like, I think the last time it got updated was for, like, 1.19. Very funny that it only got updated to 1.19. I mean, the other thing I can do is I can just get that, like, the optimized one. There's, like, an optimized, what do you call it? There's an optimized... Hang on, my brain just has to catch up right now. It's very, very slow. Because of all the frustration and headache I just had to go through for about 5 hours trying to get freaking Sanctuaria to work. Now that I actually say the name, I got so used to not trying to reveal it. You want to know how hard it is to not try and reveal the name when you've been working on it for so long, specifically during Pixelmon Adventures? It took a while. It literally took me a hot minute to go, wait, I'm not supposed to say it out loud. There we go. Okay. So lithium is now installed again. I can't wait for it to take 2 seconds and then lithium gets uninstalled again. I want to get rid of that verified chat thing. I wonder why that is. Is it just because like my server's not sponsored by Mojang or something like that? Is that why? I wonder if it is this Elytra or not. I'll have to see. Either that or Mojang has finally made it so that like you cannot throw enchantments on any item, which will be funny. I mean, it's okay if I have some random server lag kind of thing, like if you're using Elytras kind of thing. There's like that random like damage tick that takes forever to load. But anyway, yeah, like I'm gonna do a little bit of more testing kind of thing of the different data pack, or not data packs, the different things, and I'll probably try and see if I can build that data pack. The only thing is that like there's not many videos on how to make it, and there's not many videos on how to make it from a pre-existing world. But I think what I have to do is I have to figure out what makes a dimension, if that makes sense. I probably shouldn't leave. Yeah, I probably shouldn't leave. I should probably stay towards that village. Yeah, when it's like the last 48 minutes, we'll go to single player, because that's where Sanctuaria is, pretty much. That's where it's gonna have to stay for now. As sad as it is, it's the truth. There's not a bed in here? Oh, I don't know how I missed those iron boots. I'll take the apple too. Why not? Yeah, unfortunately, like Sanctuary is gonna have to stay in its version, or stay in single player for right now. I mean, it would be amazing if I was actually able to do what I said I was gonna do, which is like make it into a dimension. So though I don't need to port it over to here, I can just use the dimension. Which is another good thing too, is that like you can do all your edits before Sercacraft too, right? Now, the only thing that I have to tell anybody kind of thing that joins the server kind of thing is that while, yes, you do get your own data pack kind of thing, or your own dimension, though, it's going to be easy for now because there's only like there's only going to be like 4 people that ever go on the server, maybe even 5 even. But like later on when like, if this does become like a big series kind of thing, I will have to change how I do things, or at least like optimize in a way that fits the server kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for the most part. Also, if we do get this to be full version, this will probably be the last time I'll call this series Sercacraft, because it'll be getting a new name then. It'll be called Minecraft Dimensions SMP or something like that. I don't know, or something weird like that. If it's not already used, I don't think it should be, but eh. Maybe multiversal SMP. I don't know, or we'll call it something else. I don't know. Because like if everybody has their own dimension, then it makes sense to call this like dimensions, like a dimension SMP kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna be getting all the mods that I currently have for the. Well, I'll just get the data pack or the mod pack then. Or I'll wait till it's out and then I'll just say like I'm using it kind of thing, right? The only thing that I'm gonna miss of using like sodium and all that stuff is the fact that like I can't hold a torch in my offhand and then I get light. That's the only thing that I'm gonna be very sad about. Other than that, yeah. What's that? Hi, buddy. Does it get like startled or something like that? Oh, if you sprint. Okay, so if you go like, if you sprint, breaking blocks doesn't. Oh, that's so cool. Different dog types, so good. Finally, the one thing that I've wanted for so long. Different dog designs. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I got a bone for you. Come on. Yay! Don't ask me what the breed is. I have no idea. I'm not that good with dogs. I just know that it's way different than what I'm used to, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, the one thing is that like I wonder like if you do go with the with dimensions and stuff like that, will you be able to bring pets to it? And how would going to the nether and the end kind of work though? Because I have an end and nether portal in the new base. And I kind of don't want them to break, if that makes sense. I definitely don't want them to break. Uh, hey there, buddy. Oh, dang, bro, we got a lot of iron now. Not a lot of things in there. All right. Hey, buddy. Ooh. There we go. This reminds me of like Sercacraft 1.13, where one of my bases was like stashed beside like this area over here. Did I ever show off the different versions of Sercacraft? Probably not. Whoa. Dude, if only this terrain was, like, generated... Whoa. If only this terrain was, like, I thought you fell off. Like, if only this terrain was generated in, like, 1.12 kind of thing, or, like, before then, I probably would have liked this so much. Like, I genuinely would have. Like, I would have been like, whoa, these mountains look so cool! That would be like, they're gonna be a pain to build in, because that's pretty much where most of my buildings were. They're mostly inside buildings, or inside mountains. I'm not joking. Like, literally about, like, 90% of about, like, my builds in 1.12 were islands. Were islands and mountains, specifically. Or, like, I make a mountain into an island, pretty much. Not just in there? Did I already, or did I loot it? I'm gonna say I already looted it. A cat! Ducky. Wait, I found a way that you can move pets. You can use structure blocks. Not the most humane way of doing it, but you know what? It's fine. It kind of works. I mean, you will be able to technically, in a way, move them, but you'll have to kill them on the opposite side, though. That's the case. Either that, or you kind of hide them. There's a skeleton over there, buddy. Ooh, and apparently, another thing is that, like, wolves got stronger, I think, or something like that. I don't remember what the whole change notes, all of the changes in this version are, but yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I'm sorry for, like, the whole big, wait, and then, like, I even waited a little bit longer, though. This version came out, what was it, last week? Yeah, last Thursday, this version came out. It's currently the 18th. I was gonna try and pretend though that like this is the day of, but no, I'm not gonna go do that because I'm just done. You could probably hear it in my voice, kind of thing, that I'm done. I spent 5 hours trying to get Sanctuary to work, and for some odd reason, Amulet just refuses to do it. So first of all, Amulet refuses to load the world entirely. Okay. So Amulet refuses to generate the world entirely. That's okay. You can generate it your own way, I guess. But no. So I thought that, for instance, though, that, like, when I tried to move Sanctuaria over to this world, I thought that it was going to be not in the wrong area, but it was going to be a little wonky kind of thing. So I saved the building so I could go and restart Amulet, because I thought it was because I was using 1 point something 30 instead of, like, 1 point something 32. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go and update and see if that is. So I saved the construction as a .construction file. Don't know if that changed anything. And when I tried to paste it into the world, it showed nothing. And I'm like, no, don't tell me, like, it got corrupted or something like that. Then I thought that maybe it's because I cutted Sanctuaria and then I made the .construction file, which might have confused it into, like, only copying the air blocks that were left behind instead. So I thought I just created a giant space of air, and that's what it was. Ooh. Oh yeah, by the way, Sanctuary is gonna have, like, an amazing thing here. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys, like, the whole secrets, the whole shebang kind of thing, and these are going to make things wonderful. Can these go on moss, or is it just grass? Because there was always some things that can only grow on, like, certain areas. Is there moss up here? No? It's just the one tree. That's actually kind of funny. It's just the one tree. That's it. Yeah, so I'll probably just go on some forums kind of thing. Even if there was, like, a tutorial on how to do it, and then I just figure out how to move an already existing world to that data pack world. That'll be fine. So can you? Okay, so you can do it. Okay, so it's like how glazed terracotta works, pretty much. Where you gotta try and find the sweet spot kind of thing. Hang on. It's kind of like glazed terracotta. We gotta find the sweet spot. It's fun. Trying to collect a decent chunk of these because I know for a fact that for 1.20 I gave up on it really quickly after everything. Yeah, so when we do go to the world, it's gonna be a hot mess right now because I was doing a lot of experimenting, so so it might not look really good. And remember that it's still at 1.12, so we're gonna be looking into it in 1. Well, we're gonna be looking into it in this version, right? But you gotta remember though that this was made in 1.12, right? So while all the blocks won't be changed to what would represent this, what I would choose for this version, I'll explain it better when we find it. Actually, you know what? Maybe this actually has something really good. Do you have something really good for me? Hi, zombie. An axe? Golden booze, that's pretty cool. I'll take the nuggets, though. Okay, good to know. Not flower petals. Pink petals do not go on netherrack. So it is selective on what blocks. It's just... Then again, you wouldn't have flower petals in the nether, so I guess it makes sense. And it wouldn't be able to grow on it. Okay, can I find... Ah! No, 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 no. There we go. I used up a bunch of rockets, though, to get out. I'm making a quick getaway. Is my wolf friend still teleporting to me? No! Well, rest in peace, wolf friend. Okay, I'm trying to find a village. So that, like, we can, like, rest there, and so I can actually show off, like, Sanctuaria. As I said, right now it's still in a work in progress. So, like, it's about, I want to say it's about 95% done in its current version. So 1.12. And I have certain design elements, though, that I wanted to... that I'm going to mention while I'm doing it. So that, like, you get an idea exactly of why I went with those ideas. Kind of thing. Okay, is there even a chance that a village can spawn in the jungle? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to find out. Wait, how many days have passed? I did have this running for a few days. Does this not tell you? It doesn't tell you how many days the server's been running for? No. It has to. It's just somewhere I can't see. Come on. Give me a village. Where's the village? I find it funny how, like, I always say, like, since 1.14, villages have been much easier to find, and I'm having trouble finding a village now. Ooh, there's a lot of gold stuff in here. Gold pants, there we go. We got new equipment. Yeah, we should be fine. Alright. Let's go. Having a very rough time trying to find a village. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably still gonna warn you though, like, I'm still probably gonna say though that, like, hey, hey, like, this is going to be, like, still in 1.12 kind of thing, so it's still, like, in its build phase, though, but, like, still, it's fine. But now I get to look at what 1.21 gives in terms of creative mode, so that's going to be cool. I know about the bulb, though. The copper bulb. I know that one's supposed to look really cool. So I'll be using a little bit of creative mode, well, not trickery, but creative mode kind of thing, just to look at a few new blocks, see what I can do from my design kind of thing, and see what looks really good. Did it just... I hate that server thing so much. It just canceled my elytra. I was literally in full freaking going, like, fast, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, stop. Although, to be honest, I should technically load the world in 1.20.6, so though I can use world edit. No. You jerk. I thought I saw moss. I thought I saw moss for a quick second. That's why I wanted to see. No, it's just the way the grass with light looked. How bad does it look? I got shot in the leg. Cool. Oh my word, where are these villages, my man? You know what? Like the next like little island or whatever I see, I'm just gonna end there. And if it turns out we find a lukewarm ocean, that would be awesome. It would be a match made in heaven. You know what? Abandoned shipwreck? Fine. There we go. Alright. Okay, so I do not know how it looks. I do not know where I spawn. Of course I spawn in here. Cool. Alright. So we're gonna go spectator mode. I think I should be able to head up and I won't be spoiling too much. Alright. So just to mention, there's only two things here that is more current version than everything else. So just so that way, though, everybody's fully aware, though, the base itself is built in 1.12.2, if that means anything, the 0.2 part. The rest, like both Arcanix and I think Rosaria base are the only two I think I have currently in there right now, are obviously built based off of current versions. So here's what I have right now. Oh my god, it looks so bad because I haven't changed much of anything. So here's what it is. So, okay. So the first disclaimer here, though, that I definitely do want to mention. One, this ice is actually supposed to be water. This is packed ice. This is actually supposed to be water. The reason why it's packed ice is so that way, though, it doesn't mess with anything. And not only does it not mess with anything, but it won't, like, break anything while I'm working with it. So, I think... Is this the version that I'm thinking of, though? Or is this the one that I was working... Okay, this is the version. Okay. This is changed. This is, by the way, this is going to be changed. But I went underneath the blocks that the water is above, and I covered it with this. This is going to be changed to obsidian. I changed it to bedrock for now. So it's just so it's there, just so it's present. But this is going to be changed back to water. And that's why I like the lukewarm ocean, because it was going to look really, really cool. Because it would be light blue, and it would be just to say touching this area kind of thing, and everything else kind of thing. This is also supposed to be sand. It's sandstone. It's going to be sand. I have an idea of what I want to do over here. Well, technically it's all the way around, right? Like, look at this. Like, it's all the way around. Like, you'll see like this giant area kind of thing. So I was going to put like a little bit of a beach setting. So that like you would have like your little umbrellas and stuff like that on each and every side. I thought that would look really cool. Wait, why is there light here? Why is there light here? Hello? Why is there light there? And before anybody says, "Oh, you're using light blocks," while in the future, yes, but there shouldn't be one here. Anyway, yeah. So like all this stuff, I feel like some areas are just more lit up than they should be. So like all the way around here, all this stuff is there. I don't know. I don't know how else to kind of explain it though. All of the resources minus one kind of thing that I'm actually using for this entire build. I'm already looking at the one that I'm saying that I can't really say. Will be down in the description of the last 3 videos. So this video specifically, the next one, and the next one, they will all be in those descriptions. So if you want to take a look at them, you can. The only thing is that this island I downloaded a long time ago, and I kid you not, I have spent about 3 weeks trying to find it again. Either it was removed from Planet Minecraft, or I never found it there in the first place. I don't know what it is, but I cannot for the life of me find it again. Because I was originally going to place the original here instead of what I edited. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, so here's the, so I'll go with like an exterior. So here's obviously like the front area. This actually got a recent change from where it was before. So like this mountain wasn't actually here before. So you have like a plain terrain, and then you have like a little snowy little hill, and then it goes back to terrain. It's really funny. I love it. It's very unique for that to be there. And then obviously we have this again, and then we have that spiral thing over here. Again, I looked everywhere. I looked through Planet Minecraft. I looked through 2010 to like 2018. I think was like the latest you could go to 1.12. It was, I remember using MC Edit. That's why I was looking before 1.12 or 1.12 and below, because I found this way before then. So I looked through different settings. I looked through islands, mountains. I even go with like large, small, spiral, because it kind of looks like a spiral. I looked through different things. I cannot find this island again. Cannot find the original. So I had to use the one that I edited, which is not. This doesn't really look good. Over here's on this side. I am not good with terraforming, so this probably looks terrible to some people. But hey, like I'm trying new things here. I'm trying new things. I definitely don't like this little corner though. It looks very bleh. Man, it looks very like blocky. But then again, I tried to go with as close to natural Minecraft generation as much as possible with like a different palette for each and every area. So here's the back area. This was kind of funny though, because this was actually supposed to be a floating island. So this platform wasn't even here. This area was sticking out more often than not. Oh, I have a funny explanation about why this looks like this too. But yeah, but like I like it, but like it's, some of the things just don't really look very nice. Okay, so you'll see though, like some of the things have like these random little like block patterns kind of thing. So allow me to explain them, kind of thing, right? So obviously we have different tiers here, right? So we have andesite here, we have diorite, and then we have granite at the top area. Okay, so the bottom 6, I believe, or the bottom 7. Is it 7, 8, and then 7 again? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 6. Okay. So the bottom 6 is andesite, and this polished andesite is actually supposed to be. Give me a second. Is it here? Is it not here? Am I wrong? Where is it? Oh, it's supposed to be tough. Yeah, a little bit darker doesn't actually help. Like, it doesn't break anything. It actually does look really good, so that's really good. Let me just change this. Let's see what this looks like. I actually never saw this, so. Oh yeah, a little bit of shade in there does actually look really good. I really like that. And then, like this polished granite, or diorite, sorry, is actually supposed to be one of my favorite blocks that they added. I don't want to say recently because it's not very recent, but it's recent enough towards this. I just don't know where it's located. Is it under building blocks? Is it under No, it wouldn't be colored. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, it's not colored. So it's in here. Unless it's one of these. No. I don't know what it's called. Or, sorry, I know what it's called. I just don't know where it would be located under. It would have to be under, like, the stones, right? I'm trying to see it, like... You know what? I'm just gonna search it. Natural blocks. Ah, that's why. So it's under this tab instead. So that's what... Oh my god. That looks amazing. The diorite's what's throwing it off, though. Either that or the calcite doesn't really go really well with the diorite. But yeah, that looks freaking amazing. And of course, granite doesn't really have another one that is closest to it. Wait. Why does this look really weird? Maybe it's just... Maybe it's just me. Yeah, it was just me. Okay. As soon as I see the bedrock there, I know it's wait. Yeah. So as soon as I saw the bedrock there, I know that it's not there. I can also check through the previous version anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. Anyway. Yeah. So each and every way kind of thing though. You'll see that like in certain areas like here, I sort of gave up on that. So this is actually pasted like in front of what was originally the palette there, and then I just said, you know what, I give up, and then I just never terraformed this back to the way that it was beforehand. So these are like you can tell where it ends kind of thing, because I kid you not, I spent an entire day doing the andesite on the bottom, finished for the day, did the diorite, ended the day, granite the next day, and then finished. And obviously here, I gave up. But at the top, I did a little bit of a mixture. And I know that you don't necessarily find cobblestone in the natural world generation, other than in dungeons and stuff like that. But I thought that cobblestone could be a really cool looking block up here. And I chose granite, or not granite, gravel, because gravel kind of looked really good. So I thought that it would be really cool to have that diversity kind of thing up in this area. And I think it looks really, really good. Now, the most recent change about the terraforming kind of thing is obviously this, like some of the islands that it placed, like not hastily, but like last minute in a sense, which was this island over here. The mountain obviously that's over there kind of thing as well. There's actually, I think, 2 islands in here. I think this is one of them. Did I not patch that thing in? Yep, it's still there. That's fine, I can patch it in later. So this island right here is another one. I think there's another one that's like randomly shoved into here kind of thing. These were all last minute changes. So their sort of block palette, oh no, it's right over here. So their block palette, you'll definitely tell though, has random splotches here and there. So like these two, if they were following my sort of block palette, the like terraforming kind of thing, These two shouldn't be here. Even this gravel technically shouldn't be here. It should just be andesite kind of thing. And we're gonna get to so yeah, like everything else here. So we're gonna get to that last. So one of the last things that I changed for the terraforming before I said, hey, let's go work on this, and obviously this changed this area a little bit, so this might not look good right now, but hey, I'm gonna continue working on it, kind of thing. So I changed the beginning 3 blocks for certain areas. Some of them I changed to just 2, kind of thing. So pretty much I changed anything that was considered dirt, coarse dirt, because I thought that these two would be really cool down here, to being mossy cobble, except for this very line. Since this is going to be on the water kind of thing, again, this is water, right? So since this is very close to the water, I wanted to create like a seaweed being stuck to the rocks kind of vibe kind of thing. So I don't know if mossy cobble does that kind of effect, but that's kind of what I wanted it to be, is that the waves would wash onto the rocks, and some of the seaweed and kelp, which are going to be actually in here kind of thing, would get stuck on the rocks kind of thing, and then you go like, oh man, you gotta scrub this, and then you turn it to cobblestone kind of thing. And obviously I wanted to change it on different elevations, so like on some of the second block kind of thing, you'll have like mossy cobble kind of thing, and then on the 3rd level you'll have normal cobble. I don't think mossy cobble ever goes up to 3. I think it's mostly just 2. Yeah, I think it's only ever hits 2 kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna go all the way around. And over here, I don't really know what you want me to say about this. This really wasn't supposed to be anything, but I can turn it into something. That's fine. All right, so we're gonna go towards the outside area. So we're gonna go look on everything that's on the outside before we go look inside the base itself, kind of thing. So over here, you'll notice there's a tree. This isn't. I don't want to say this isn't the tree that I wanted. It's more so not the height that I imagined, but it's fine. And the leaves are a bit thin for what I want, but I'm going to work on this a little bit more. I'm probably just going to grab a random Minecraft tree and just grab the leaves and just start pasting over and over again. Then I'm just going to repaste this tree back in there, just so I can just get the leaf effect that I want. I want it to be like a, how do you call it, like a bonsai tree kind of look, where the leaves sprout way outward than the branches themselves, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm wrong about the bonsai tree, but you get the picture though, right? Like the leaves are extending far out than the tree branches themselves, so though like the branches are hidden. And this is going to be where I'm going to put in my bees from 1.15, because I want them back in here. I love them, and they're going to create sort of an atmosphere in here that's going to be very wonderful and very, very happy, and I really like that. Mind you, the ones at the tree, I don't know if I tested this or not. I feel like I did, but I also feel like I didn't. So if you have bees over here that have the smokers kind of thing, or the campfires kind of thing and all that stuff, will they be angry? So will these ones that are not going to be having campfires under them, because that'd be kind of weird, will they be angry if I take it from this side? Like if this is where I put like my natural apiary system kind of thing, and then this is where my natural bees are going to be. Will these ones be angry at the fact that I'm taking honey from these ones, despite the fact that these ones have campfires underneath them? I don't know. Anyway, ooh, why are you like that? Anyway, so over here is going to be where I'm going to store the sniffers, actually. Wherever the sniffer eggs are going to be. Like this is where they're going to be. So this is going to be a mix between, I think, moss and mud. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. I might just make this all mud instead. The reason why is because mud, if you aren't already fully aware, with mud, you can throw a hopper underneath it. Wherever I see a hopper. Okay, you can throw a hopper underneath it, and it'll collect the item. Now, in case you do not know why that's so cool, I don't know if Podzol is any different. I'm just going to say no. If you throw any item on top of a full block, it's the hopper's not going to be able to grab it. You have to use a hopper minecart in order for that to work. And I want this farm area, or this sanctuary in a sense, kind of thing, to be sort of passive over time kind of thing. Mind you, I should technically put the chest for storage outside over here, so that like you don't have to go in. You can just go, hey, look, chests. Ooh, cool items, and then you leave, right? But I'm gonna be putting the chest inside, so that like I can see the sniffers and see them being as adorable big behemoths, and I'm gonna store the chest in here. But again, right now I haven't done that because I haven't moved from 1.12 yet. And over here, this is sort of the last thing I wanted. I wanted to create a makeshift cave system over here. That would be where you would have like your little campfire, and you'd have like your little, like your sort of mercenary base kind of thing, right? Like where you go, okay, like we're gonna have our little colony over here kind of thing. I think it'd be really cool to have that there. There's nothing in the back area. I think, yeah. And while I know that this part is on the outside, though, that will be last. Like, that'll be the last thing on the thing. So this was just done this week. This weekend, sorry. This was just done this weekend. So this is just literally a pathway, so you can go from up here, which you can actually leave from over there, to the Axolotl Sanctuary. So, again, this is not up to date, so please excuse everything. But, and all this is water, this grass is actually supposed to be moss. Yeah, that's what this is supposed to be. This is all supposed to be moss. So this is supposed to be my representation of a lush cave biome. Mind you, it's probably not one-to-one, but I tried my best, despite the fact that I can't see what moss looks like under like 1.12, so I tried my best, and I tried to texture the wall as much as I could. I think I did a decent job of it, but like I think I need like the glow berries and stuff like that just to make this area look a little bit better. And now that I have tough, I could probably change most of this andesite or throw in some tough here. It'll be good. Okay, I don't know why that's there. Anyway. So that's pretty much the outside. We'll do that last, as I said. So let's go into the main area. So once you get in here, you will be greeted in this area. So this is where my teleport's going to bring you. It's going to bring you right in between here. This is supposed to be like your portal kind of thing, right? So you portal in here, you go, wow, this area looks really, really big kind of thing, right? So over here, nothing. It's literally nothing for now. This was originally supposed to be like where my maps were going to go. Instead, that's what this turned out to be. They're blank now because they don't actually work in 1.20 or something like that. But in 1.12 though, it's like a gray border with like the island in the center kind of thing. Yeah. Over here, I have an idea of what I want to do here, but I don't know if I should build it on this version or do it in 1.12 and then just port it over to this version. But over here, we have the to-do board, pretty much. Yeah, I have animal pens and farms, but that's pretty much it. By the way, before I did anything last week, you want to know how many signs there was? So from this very sign to over here, plus a little bit of 2 extra ones out here, filled with things to do. And I kind of emptied them all. Except for these 2, because I don't know where I want to place them exactly. And for the animal stuff, I don't want them in the base, if that makes sense, because animals make noise, and that's going to get very annoying. So I chose, I don't know if I want to put them outside, or if I want to put them inside, but yeah, it's okay. So let's start with, over here, I guess. We'll go up, and then we'll go back, and then we'll go down. So over here we have storage. If you remember Arcanix, you'll definitely know what I'm doing over here pretty much. So this is pretty much like going to be barrels instead. And over here, okay. yeah, so this is gonna be like where I store my armors kind of thing. Obviously, the trapdoors are least to be desired because, of course, if you do not remember, this is done in 1.12, which only has one trapdoor. Yay! It has these trapdoors, so that's fun. Then we have a jukebox over here so you can listen to music, and obviously the cool painting that I like specifically for TV, especially if you just want to go for like a random one you have like in your bedroom kind of thing. I think it looks really good. I might use trapdoors instead. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's nothing really up here. I was gonna go with a Y branching staircase, so you can go like up through here, then you can go either left or right. But each and every design I tried, it never really fit this area, so I chose not against that. Over here we have a large storage system, which will be subject to change at some point. But one thing that will be changed is these are using trap chests because in 1.12 you cannot put chests next to each other like this. So these will definitely be changed. All the trap chests will be changed to chests. So that will be the only real, not really the real change. That'll be one of the like the more behind the scenes change that you'll see. One of the things that I'm deciding on changing though is I'm gonna fix this area, but that will mean that everything from this on has to be pushed over to the side by 2, which should hopefully fix this area out, if that is the case, so that'll be good. But yeah, this is just a large storage area, so you can just quickly throw in here and whatnot. These are more for lore things, pretty much. The actual model, yeah, funny amulet. Yeah, you're cute. So the actual model for these will be in the description, of course. But these, in the lore of this area, would be called Vipers. They are fully like they're like, well, they're fully autonomous drones, pretty much. That will sort of so these redstone torches pretty much sort of show you how this will work, kind of thing. So how this works is that when an enemy is detected by the large array of like enemy, like sort of like proximity detectors kind of thing, these 2 platforms will shoot out in front, so they'll like shoot out like this direction kind of thing, and these will go vertically up, and then they'll fly out, and then they'll sort of deal with whatever threat kind of thing. And these platforms will stay outside kind of thing, like they'll still stay out kind of thing. And when these guys are done their little like attack kind of thing, they will fly back. They will make sure that they are aligned with these redstone torches, because these show the exact platform that they need to go to. And once these detect that they are within the 4 redstone torches, they will find out like under what like sort of orientation they're in. And if they're in like, obviously if the nose is like on the opposite side kind of thing, they'll rotate so their nose is facing this way, and then they'll descend, and they'll safely descend, and then the platform will slowly go back in. So like pretty much it's like a quick release, and then it slowly comes back in. That's how the system works, or that's how that's whole sort of lore of this area works. Over here is sort of another quick little storage area. This is actually going to stay as dispensers, but the rest of it is going to probably remain the same. So how this area is going to work is that, like, if you're on your Elytra, so let's say I'm on my Elytra, I fly in, it's easier for me to land here and then go, okay, store my inventory, okay, I'm back out again, and then I'm leaving. Okay. Oh, Amulet did the okay, Amulet did the thing, okay. So I thought the store. That's why I thought the inventory looked really weird. These are supposed to be large chests, so they're not supposed to be that way. But yeah, so like that's where you store everything, and then you leave, and then when you're coming back, kind of thing, and then like obviously off screen when I'm all done on my farming though, I pick up the items and I go, okay, time to go to the storage room, and then I go to the storage room and I actually do storage room things, right? So there's that. Let's start off with the with the final little things over here, which are going to be this area. So this is pretty much where the guest quarters are going to be, kind of thing. Not really guests more so, but like the inhabitants kind of thing. Like other than like you, of course, right? Oh, these are... That's supposed to be the water block. So you can... So this is like a little shower. It's not a very good looking shower, but hey, you know, I'm not really good at furniture kind of thing. Here's where you put your towel. I'll put like a carpet there. Here's your little sink, and then here's your toilet. I think the hopper looks a little bit better for a toilet because it actually looks like it's connected to the wall, which means it's like it's connected to like an indoor plumbing system kind of thing. Even though I know people use like this or they would use something else kind of thing, I think the hopper looks really good. Here's obviously your bed, and then that's it. And all these rooms are identical. There's nothing different about them. This was supposed to be my bedroom before I changed it, so now I don't know what I want to put in here yet, but I can do whatever I really want in that room, pretty much. And that's pretty much this area. So over here will be sort of the medical facility kind of thing. So if somebody is harmed on the server and these doors are a bit wonky, they're not supposed to be that. There you go. So this is like your little medicine, well, not really medicine cabinet, but you get what I'm trying to get at, right? Like this is like the little, like if you go to like a hospital kind of thing, they have that little glass cabinet. Mind you, these aren't glass, but they're paper thin birch doors, so that they kind of fit a little bit better. But like you can see like the different little medicines and stuff like that you have kind of thing. And then you can go look in here. You go, okay, so here's your Advil, or I don't know. Why are these like that? They shouldn't be like that. There you go. That's what they're supposed to be. So pretty much what this screen can do is it can show you like the vitals of this person, and then this one can show this person or this person kind of thing. Although I would rather have like a screen per person. So like this screen does this person, this screen does this person, and there's a screen over here that does this person, but not enough room, unfortunately. And that's what this is. This is supposed to be like an emergency room kind of thing. So this is like for a quick, easy. Here's a pretty much in Minecraft terms. Where's potions under? Is it under combat? No, food and drink. There you go. So it's more of a. Here. There you go. You're healed. Get out. That's pretty much what that area is. And then over here is a little bit of an emergency room, but more so just like a, what do they call it? Like an ICU, I think. So where you go after surgery kind of thing, and then here's the surgery room. For some odd reason, Amulet likes to break things. What the? Okay, I don't know why. Oh, because of this. Okay. Yeah, so like here's your little like doodads kind of thing. I don't know what they're all called. Here's your little bench where the person will be lying down. This is accurate to Minecraft character, right? 2 blocks tall. Here's your feet. Here's your head. Surgery. It's pretty much what that is. So what it is that like one person walks in here, unlocks the door, and then leaves. And then the next person, so this is obviously your little wash station. Then you go inside, and then obviously. Anyway. So we need to go upstairs, so we're going to go over here. So over here is like a little waiting room area, although I need to put more benches over here. I forgot to add that in. Yeah, I forgot to add that in. Over here, this was a cool idea that I had, but unfortunately it doesn't work in 1.12. I didn't know that. So, if you did not know, in 1.12 you cannot put item frames like so. Where's item frames? I just saw it. There you go. You cannot put item frames like that. You can't. You can't put item frames on the ground. That's apparently either a 1.13 plus, like, addition. I didn't know that. So I had the idea that this giant meeting room area for diplomacy reasons and all that other such stuff kind of thing would have a map floor. This is literally 1 block low, so you can literally put maps here, and you could see the world underneath your feet while you're talking world peace kind of thing. I thought that would be a really cool idea. The one thing is that you cannot do that in 1.12. So I could put item frames down here, but they're not gonna do anything. So I chose not to. Well, actually, I can't even put item frames down there. I'd have to put it on the wall. They can only do that. So technically, I couldn't even do that. Over here, you wait for your turn or whatever. Or you wait for. This is like where the reporters would kind of wait, kind of thing, until the world leaders leave, and then they harass them. I don't know. Over here's a little entertainment room. So here's a little table. I didn't really add anything to this one, unfortunately. This is like a pool table. I tried to go for one that works in 1.12. A lot of them don't really look like they're a pool table necessarily, or even, I don't want to say close to it, or they use armor stands. And unfortunately, I don't want to use too many armor stands. This place already lags my computer really badly. And this has to work on a laptop too, so I can actually edit it on the go. So yeah, we're gonna stick with this. But yeah, here's where you would store your little pool cues kind of thing. Here's your little couch. So when it's not your turn, you wait here. Unfortunately, Minecraft doesn't have many good slabs that look like they're like a cushion. I don't think. Maybe mud now, but mud might look like a, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe bamboo is like maybe bamboo. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, but like nothing really looks very comfortable, so I chose the stone slab because it looks like it's like a gray pillow, so I thought it would look really cool. Over here's the kitchen. Here's a little cool. There you go. So you store your food in here, obviously. I'm just gonna store that in there. Oh, it's supposed to be a dispenser, but anyway, it's fine. Oh no, because it's happy. That's right. And then you obviously you would have like a chef in here that would cook your food kind of thing, and then he'd serve it on this table. And then you have a giant thing over here. I rewatched a show months ago, and for some odd reason, the way that the table on that show set kind of looked felt really like good for this area specifically. So I didn't recreate it one to one, but I recreated it in a way that would fit this area. So I think that would so I think I did a decent job at it. Gold plates, very cool. And if you head over here, you have a little garage for your cars and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. By the way, that door was actually there when I first went, like when I first got this world kind of, or when I first got this base kind of thing. That was already there. I think I had to change a few things so it would work, but better. But yeah, over here's a little balcony area over here, and then over here as well. Over here, we got a little bus, got a little thing here, and again, not a lot of things are up to date. So there's a bit of a few changes here. We have, yeah, we still like this is the little sitting area, so you can read books or whatever kind of thing. Here's a little another waiting area that's missing flower pots for some odd reason. Another one over here. We're gonna get back to that later. Over here we have the little study area. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that when we get downstairs. But yeah. So over here is where you'd sit down. I think I did an amazing job. Remember, 1.12, so chiseled bookshelves and looms and stuff like that don't exist. So the fact that I had to use full bookshelves, I tried to put different elevations here and there. That's supposed to be a little computer, so you can find out where your book that you're trying to look for is, kind of thing. And the shulkers here are obviously where you store your books, because obviously 1.12 you can't store books here, right? But for this, yeah. And plus, I think magenta looks really nice in here. And you have a little painting over here, very cool. You have a little music, so some people like to listen to music while they read. I don't know. There you go. There's that. And all that stuff. Over here is a little meeting table. I don't know. And over here's little tables for other things. I don't know. What you want to call it. Over here is the TV. Hang on. I don't know what it's called, though. I don't know what it's called. It's a 2x4, I know that for a fact. Is it a 2x4? Maybe I'm wrong. Hang on. Yeah, TV. So yeah, so these are like darker couch. Dang it, that player head didn't stay. So there's supposed to be a cool like little lamp design on these. For some odd reason they didn't stay. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to add that back in. But yeah, that's pretty much this area. It's really cool. Over here, so these are supposed to be like little computers kind of thing, like little computer screens. Over here's a little garage where you would store your like your hardware tools, like your drills and saws or whatever kind of thing. Yeah, that looks better. I don't know why that wasn't there. Anyway, so over here you have a little, well, I was going to say a little gaming area, but apparently this paintings didn't stay. It's fine. Over here we have a little meeting table again. Lots of meeting tables. And over here, pretty much nothing. Over here is a little meeting, a little business meeting area kind of thing. You're not meant to be comfortable, so that's why there's only signs at the back, but yeah. And over here is the master's desk. Oh, but this painting stays here, though. That's the big thing, though. This painting stays here, but all the other ones are missing. Even that one stayed. That's weird. So over here is where you would sit on your computer, you type. There was a cool idea I had about this, where I would use some end portal frames as like a communication device. So you don't have to leave the room kind of thing. You just put it in there and you just say, hey, I need to talk to somebody in the study, and then the study would have to turn it on kind of thing, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It was a weird thing, but I think it's a cool decoration block in here anyway. Obviously, these little trees. I love it. And there's nothing really else over here. Oh, this painting's... I don't understand why most of these paintings stayed. Anyway, over here is, like, the area in which that, like, you would store, like, extra tools and such like that. Here I'm going to place, like, extra crafting stations, like the smoker, the blast furnace, the campfire, the anvil, the composter, like, all that stuff will be stored in here. It's pretty much trying to get it over here. This is a cool couch design that I wanted to go for. It doesn't really work because Amulet doesn't like me. Pretty much it's supposed to be like this, I think. I mean, if it's going to try to do it that way, then I think that's how it's supposed to work then. But if you go through here with weird doors, thank you, you'll go into a research lab. So this is where I'm going to conduct my researches of the different new blocks that get added into the game. I still didn't add that little thing over here. What is wrong with me? Anyway, so obviously this is, again, supposed to be communication. This is where you store like your legendary armor that's supposed to prevent you from doing anything kind of thing. And here's where you here's where you do all your calculations and all that such. So this area pretty much is supposed to so this computer is supposed to tell you whatever you put in here, what that is supposed to be. So if I put, let's say, red sand here, and I do this, this observer would then send a signal over to this computer to tell you what red sand does. So it's a gravity affected block, as you can see. Oh, right, I'm using sticky piston. And it tells you, obviously, one thing you can tell is that it'll be able to use, it's obviously able to be, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, but obviously it can be used, by piston, because obviously if this works here, it can work here. So then you do this, and it tells you, okay, a block of netherite. It can be decrafted into 9 netherite ingots. Each ingot can create 1 netherite piece or whatever. Right? Then you go, oh, that's pretty cool. Then you take it down, kind of thing. Now, for items that cannot be pistoned, let's take a look at that. It's a deep slate, right? Yeah. Can this be pistoned? I don't remember if it can. No. So if it can't be pistoned, there's supposed to be another station over here that's supposed to send the signal to the computer that tells you that it's supposed to still identify the block, but it tells you, though, like, that it, obviously, you can tell it cannot be pistoned. So there's that, right? And obviously over here is another secret. For some odd reason, it's not working. Yeah, it's not working for some odd reason. There you go. So here's another secret where you can store stuff in. Doesn't really care if I could literally just blow this place up and nothing would happen because this area obviously is not really done. And that's pretty much this area. Yeah. That's supposed to be a clock. Anyway. Is that everything over here? Or was there another place up here that I'm just not remembering? No, I think that's everything up here. I think a lot of the stairs are broken, though. So obviously, if you head up here, there's nothing over here because... Yeah, I don't know what to put here, to be honest. I was thinking another waiting area or sitting area, but then again, like, this is supposed to be, like... I don't know what else to put here kind of thing. So I'm just gonna ignore it for now. Sounds about right. And then over here, obviously, it leads you to this area. But you can right-click here, and you have the wand kind of thing, and then you have the 9 maps. They're supposed to go there kind of thing. I get the feeling that I'm forgetting something over here. I thought I said that we're going to get back to that later. Right now, we're going to go over here. Was it the staircase, or was it somewhere else? I can't remember. There is no other room up here, so I don't know why I... No, I think I said like we're gonna go upstairs, but first we're gonna finish that area. Yeah. So this just leads you to like an extra balcony area kind of thing that also leads you to like this area, kind of thing. Like a balcony area over here. Over here is just a cool little roof design, and then these cauldrons actually work. And I'm going to be changing these blocks from dispensers or droppers or whatever they are into being blast furnaces. I want to see how good that looks. Okay, so here's something that's going to be really cool in as the exterior thing. So I had to put this string line because this is considered... Hang on, as soon as I find the... Oh, I didn't keep the biomes. Oh, this is supposed to be extreme hills. And this is supposed to be like Mushroom Island. Oh, that's so sad. It didn't keep my biomes. No, I'm angry. Anyway. So now that we're done with all this top layer stuff, I'm just going to take a brief little spectator check, though. I don't think there's anything else. We've already went through everything. Yes, the entire place is hollow. Yes, that's something that is technically being fixed as we speak. And that will be technically being fixed as soon as I'm done recording. Yeah, we did the kitchen area. We did that. Maybe there is nothing else. Maybe I'm just thinking there is. I don't know. Anyway. Downstairs, here we go. Okay, downstairs. Alright, so let's start off with something that's closed off. So over here. So over here we have a little alchemy lab over here. Oh, I know what it is. I think I was talking about this stuff, yeah. So this is like a little lab kind of thing. This is supposed to be water, of course, and then you have your little lab over here so you can connect some potions if you need to. Over here is the armory, as you can see. Very cool. And a little small storage area so you can quickly throw stuff. Oh, that's... Is that supposed... Well, first of all, that's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be this. Come on, there we go. That looks cool. Okay, that's pretty much that. Yeah, not really much here. This is a cool staircase design that I came up with. It uses slabs to get up, and then you go through the entire slab, and then you go half the stair to go up again, and then you go up the slab, and then you go up. I think it's really interesting. Anyway, so here's pretty much the underground facility. Very cool. It's not quite finished, but yeah. Anyway, so here we go. I haven't built the bridge again, so that's fun. But over here is where Arcanix is stored. Ignore that. That's because the signs are broken. Because this is flipped the wrong rotation. So this is actually south. and these were built with the effect of north. So these are broken, but I'm going to be fixing them. And the banners are broken too, but we're going to ignore that. So that's where Arcanix is stored. This is going to be where we're going to store some cargo that comes from Arcanix whenever I decide that I need to do that. Down here is the main complex. So over here we have the main storage room that's designed similarly to Arcanix, except for these were built in a previous version, and obviously these are not barrels. Now the thing is that this is actually a 3-story system, so obviously 3 floors. In order to get up them, these are going to be, where are they? They're going to be, I don't remember what they're called. Scaffolding, sorry. These are going to be scaffolding, so you can't fall from them, pretty much. Or you can, but you'll be falling onto the floor, pretty much. And over here is going to be where the varicles are going to be stored. So I say varicles because there's actually going to be 2 versions of it. There's going to be one that's more up-to-date to 1.16/17, where it's using deep slate and blackstone as the exterior, as well as the original on this side, we'll say. Actually, I've been building it with it on this side, so we're going to do that kind of thing. And the cool thing about this design, actually, is that if you were to take this varicle, drive it forward, it'll actually be able to go on this platform. These will be able to drive forward onto this platform, which is really cool. It's this really cool idea, that the design that I had. I thought it was really cool. Although I do want to change a little bit of the blocks here and there, just so this doesn't look like it's just a random stone brick mess. And then we threw andesite in here and on the 3 column over there, and then we threw cobblestone on the floor here, which is really unique because it's like that ceiling. And no, this platform doesn't go forward. The vehicle actually moves. Over here is where I'm thinking of either storing like lava kind of thing, or I was thinking of having a wealth kind of thing being stored in here too. So like you have like your different ores and kind of thing. Although I keep leaning towards lava, so I might just go with lava. Over here is the forge area. So this area was pretty interesting to build in. So this entire complex was actually using wool as the different blocks. So everything above there, in terms of the blocks, so everything was covered in wool. So stone brick was originally gray wool. Polished andesite was actually light gray wool. So this was actually water. It was actually water. I couldn't put lava because it would burn through the wool and it would burn everything. So I chose to go with water. And same thing with this. This was also water. But this is actually supposed to be lava. Right? Yeah. Yeah, this is supposed to be lava. This is throwing me off a little bit. Okay, I think I know what it is. So you store the metal or whatever in here. So this is like your forge area. So then you take it, you go here, then you bang it with your hammer. Then when you want to sort of cool it down, you then throw it over here. And then if you want it to drip dry, you can go like right here kind of thing. And then you can display your big creations over here. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to throw this back in here so we can show this off. Hopefully it did. Okay, good, it did. Okay, so over here is actually a 19 automatic furnace array. So auto smelting, pretty much. So I'll show you how good it works. It actually works really well. Oh, by the way, I found Sniffer Egg. That's fun. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not experienced with this at all. I have barely ever worked with it. So let's say we're gonna smelt. You know what? You know what? You know what? Let's go with ancient debris. Because why not? We are living life on the edge. So ancient debris, blocks of coal, run them. What the? Did it break the hoppers too? Okay, we're just gonna say it broke the hoppers. But pretty much it works. It works in 1.12. I did test it. It's gotta... No, it has to work. Hang on. Yeah, it's gotta work. Hang on, let's see here. Is it going too fast for it? Okay, let's see here. 43. Send them out. No, it's sending them out. But why is it only this area, though? Is it because of these blocks? Hang on a second. Let's see, is it just because of that reason? Hang on. I think it's going too fast. I think that's what it is. It's going too fast. Let me guess, you're emptied already. Pretty much. Okay. So that'll be something I have to fix on my own time then. I'll get it to work. I know in 1.12 it works because I tested with iron. And it drained it all from the hopper one. Anyway, this will be the final thing before I actually explain my reasoning for the top area. Anyway, these are going to be where the crafts are going to be stored, specifically from my 1.13 and my 1.14 world, like for the Sercacraft, pretty much. So here's going to be where the 1.13 version, I believe, is. These are proportional to each version. I think that's the right word. Pretty much these are fitted for those versions specifically. Oh no, I think these are, I think I made them universal. Never mind. I think I made them universal. They can be on any side. Yeah, the only difference is that one side looks better and the other one does not. So over here is the portal. So how it's supposed to work is that when these vehicles were to appear, same thing with Arcanics, except for I'm going to get to that in a second. So pretty much how this version works is that the vehicle will show up and they'll trip these wires. What happens is that normally what happens with when you trip a wire, obviously an alarm goes off. What these ones actually do is that these will actually connect to this platform over here and tell it to not activate right away. So once the vehicle has surpassed it, so once it's past this and it's no longer detecting anything and it's going straight to the opposite side, they tell this to immediately activate. This is actually a levitation platform to keep the vehicle or whatever's in there afloat, so it keeps them up. So then the vehicle doesn't need to do anything to keep itself up. This is already doing it. So now that the vehicle is up, you can then open up your trapdoors, create a path to the ship itself, store whatever, take whatever you need out of it. Obviously, these two need to be emptied because, well, I've already emptied them. All their stuff is in Arcanics, and so on and so forth. This is just the Minecraft equivalent of doing all that, where I just throw in, let's say, Sercacraft, and then I click this, load, and then obviously Sercacraft will load in here. And then same idea with this one. This one's just going to be called Sercacraft. There you go. And then obviously the other one's going to be a save, I think. I think I'm going to do it that way. So though instead of me having to go inside and doing the saving, I can just go in here. Obviously, these are going to be blocked by trapdoors kind of things, so hey, that's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much what these are going to be for. That's what this system is supposed to be. It detects, obviously, if the vehicle has barriers, this will be on the barrier line, which will go into that room right over there. So over here, I didn't want to create this base into thinking though like Minecraft is the sole focus kind of thing. I want it to be semi-realistic. So that's why I thought that putting the alchemy table, this is going to be barrels. The alchemy table, and this is supposed to be water too. So that's why I put these normal alchemy tables in here as the alchemy area with nether wart, which this confused the heck out of me. Because I saw soul sand and I'm like, I didn't use soul sand for anything, and then I completely forgot about this. And over here is the enchanting room. Yeah, by the way, in case anybody's wondering, this actually does work. To 30, so it does work. So yeah, so that enchanting table that's up there, and the alchemy, and the brewing stands that are up here, they were not last minute, but they were like the last couple things. And I didn't want them to be used in terms of instead of these though. These are supposed to be like under realistic reasons of why Minecraft stuff is in here, but like for a small lab in terms of Minecraft, you have to have a brewing stand, and in terms of like a study, having an enchanting table is obviously very helpful. So if you thought that I had a lot of storage between the room that's over there, that room, well, hold on to your hats. Here is the big giant storage room, pretty much. So obviously, same chest storage as before. This is going to be the wood is actually going to be scaffolding, so this is all going to be covered. Either that, or I'm going to throw trapdoors everywhere. All this area over here, and even this area over here. Yeah, this area has to change though. This is a from a different design, but yeah. So all of this is for storage. I'll never run out of storage again. And because this is going to be like my final base I'll ever build in Minecraft, I kind of tried to put up all the stops kind of thing. Like I tried to throw a lot of things in here. So over here is where Rosaria base will reside. So as I said though, this is where the barrier line is supposed to. Oh my god, I love you. I forgot I did that change. So anyway, so here's where all of this stuff is technically supposed to be. So obviously all this stuff is broken, blah blah blah. We're not going to go into that broken record again. And all the player heads are broken too, yay! So this is where Rosaria base is going to be stored. Now you might be wondering, why does Rosaria base have structure void blocks instead of what it's supposed to have, which is barriers? Well, again, to the lore of this place, though, Sancturia has a very powerful barrier, pretty much, or shield, pretty much. That what it does is it overloads any shields that are within it. Which means, though, that I think Arcanix still has its barriers, but they'll be removed in the final version. And obviously, Rosaria base already has its barrier removed because, again, it is inside this area, which means that it is inside this. Like, it is inside this area, which means that it cannot have its barrier kind of thing. And again, this has the similar idea though. So once these systems trip, this system over here levitates, and it keeps Rosaria base floating. And the cool thing is that like I mean this was an unintentional decision, but I think it's worthwhile to change this side as well. Just because like all the other areas have this design, I think it would be kind of weird for Rosaria base to be the only one that's different. Yeah, all of them have the green paneling. So I think that I should probably change Rosaria base's area. Unless I want Rosaria base to be unique. Which, obviously, I do. Obviously, I spent a lot of work on it, but, yeah, I mean... it having the only unique levitation pad, I don't think is really, I don't think it's really needed. So yeah, I think I'm gonna change this to lime green though. But pretty much yeah. The one thing is that okay, so this is facing north. Yeah. I'm wondering if I should make Rosaria base face. So I've been thinking of flipping this base around so that it still looks the same, but the orientation is reversed. So instead of Rosaria base facing north, it'll be facing south. Instead of Arcanix facing like south, it'll be facing north kind of thing. So I'm going to play around with that, maybe on my own time. So this is pretty much how Rosaria base will leave. So I think Rosaria base facing... So if north is this way... Yeah, so Rosaria base will have to face south. So that way, though, like, you can get all your... So you can get all the goodies kind of thing over here kind of thing, and then you can leave out here kind of thing. So how Rosaria base actually gets in here is actually very clever. So if you do not remember this, Rosaria base has the ability of deploying an end portal underneath the area. Again, I don't really care if it breaks anything. It'd be kind of funny if it did. Oh my word, it doesn't. That is amazing. That is future design right there. That is like, I knew this was going to happen. Anyway, I can deploy an end portal here. But pretty much what Rosaria base, or not Rosaria base, pretty much what this base can do is, despite the fact that there's a lack of computers and anything scientific mumbo-jumbo kind of thing, anything in here, what this actually is supposed to do is that this is supposed to send this portal to open up so that way, though, Rosaria base can drop. Just like I have imagined with this end portal. Oh, it kind of clips through it. Oh, right, yeah, I know why it does this, because I didn't actually do my due diligence when I switched the version, but then again, it still drops. Anyway, so how this ship actually goes into the end is that you cut the hover engine. Give me a second. Here we go. Is that you cut these little thrusters here that keep it afloat. You cut these off with power or whatever kind of thing, and then the whole base will drop. And pretty much how the end portal will be is that when you drop, you'll drop through the portal, and this entire ship will end up in the end. And that's kind of how this whole system is going to be. Except for this system, it's going to be slightly different. So, oh, right, it gets rid of both portals. Yeah, I definitely have to work on that. But anyway, so when Rosaria base is having a distress call kind of thing and is like under attack or whatever, pretty much they call the control center, which is pretty much up here. And what control center is going to do is that they're going to go, okay, so we're going to send a signal so you can go in kind of thing. And then what happens is that a portal will appear right underneath, similar to the end portal, except for it actually goes to the line. And it'll pretty much tell them, all right, so the portal has been deployed there, now go through it. And so what happens is that as soon as they trip these wires, Control will get a signal saying that, hey, they tripped the wires. So then they can turn off the portal on their end. The reason why is because they have manual override, right? So they're trying to turn that off. Now, when they turn off the manual override, these won't just turn off the portal and cut Rosaria base in half. These will still detect that there is something coming through. Now, all of these are connected to one single, like node or whatever you want to call it, right? Like, they're all connected to a single network. So as soon as all of them are tripped, even like if this one wasn't tripped, it won't tell the others to turn off the portal. All of them have to pretty much at one time say, we are not detecting anything. The portal will turn off so nobody can follow Rosaria base. And then this will activate so that way though Rosaria base doesn't like crash pretty much. because again, it's still in free falling. And that's pretty much how this system actually works. And obviously, because this is supposed to be barriers kind of thing, that's all it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change a lot of the signs on the inside. Much I got to change the end portal. But I got to change the signs that are in here that change the port, like from barriers to bedrock. And I'm going to change it to structure void instead. So that way, though, this entire area changes it between like structure void and all that stuff kind of thing. I think that would be really cool. So I'm going to do that on my own time. But anyway, we're going to go to the control room. Yeah. So this is actually a really cool area. It's inspired by another design that I had from a different base. So this controls the water level. Obviously, it's not really doing its job because it's all frozen over. But that's pretty much what this station is going to be. It controls the water, it controls the temperature, it controls the pressure of the pipes and everything, it controls everything. This one controls all the communication, so it can also turn off all outside communication from any source, which means that if an intruder were to enter into Sancturia, you can turn off their communications by flipping a lever, and no outside communication can be done. This actually controls the shield, pretty much. And this actually controls, obviously, the portal connectors kind of thing. Even Varkle, for instance. So I'm going to show off Varkles in a second. So I don't think there's much of anything else, though, but there's a few things on the bottom that I do want to mention. And over here controls the temperature and the environment of the area itself. Over here is just the lever to turn off the door. I didn't want to use an actual lever. I thought it would be too easy to do it. Anyway, so here's Vertical. So Vertical has a similar system. Okay. So what Vertical is going to do is that Vertical is going to send a signal over to this portal in front of it, saying, "Hey, I want to leave Sancturia." So what this system is going to do is it's going to tell Vertical, "Okay, we understand you want to leave, so we're going to deploy the portal." So the portal is going to be deployed into this frame, despite the fact that all the other ones are more outside. But for Vertical, I'm going to do it that way. So when Vertical goes forward, it's going to go forward, and it's going to appear over... I think I went over too much. It's going to go over here. So once Vertical passes into these two connectors, pretty much, they're going to tell this system that you no longer need to hold the portal, so because this one doesn't need to hold the portal anymore, it's going to turn off on that end. And this side... Oh, that's weird. Anyway. So that means that this side is going to go, okay, so we're going to take over. And then once it goes to this area, it's going to tell this area, hey, Vertical is just about to leave, and then this side goes, okay. So once this no longer detects Varkle, it knows that Varkle is already starting to go through this portal. So it's going to turn off this portal because it doesn't need to be opened anymore. Varkle is now smoothly passed through. So once Varkle is no longer being detected by this because it's because the very last block is on this side, this is going to give Varkle 2 seconds to continue to go through the portal. If for some reason Varkle breaks and stops, it's going to get cut. That's how it works, right? But what's going to happen is that, like, if Varkle goes through completely, it's going to wait 2 seconds, close the portal, so that nobody else can go through the portal behind you, pretty much. That's how it's going to work. Now, there's 2 things that needs to be mentioned here. So if Varkle needs to enter back into this area, what needs to happen? Well, Varkle is going to send a signal over to the communications array. The communications array, which is going to be which is up here. By the way, that's what all this system is going to be like. That's what this is for. All these are for different things. This one's for barrier. This one's for communication, and a lot of these are mostly just to find atmospheric and temperature data kind of thing and be able to change it at a whim, because all this is artificial. Anyway. So once Varkle sends its signal, it's going to send it to this area. This area is then connected to this portal, which is going to tell it to open. then the portal is going to appear right in front of Varkle. So what happens is that Varkle is going to go through, and it's going to start going through this area, and then this system is going to detect that Varkle is in. And then it's going to disable the portal in its automatic sort of system. But of course, because this is still detecting it, it's still going to leave the portal open until this system tells it that, hey, Varkle is already well on past your system. You can turn off now. So then this is going to turn off. And then it's going to turn on this portal, then it goes right through, and then same idea as the opposite side. As soon as this doesn't detect Varkle anymore, it's going to go and close the portal, and meanwhile Varkle is going to appear on this side, drive right straight on through, and then break. Because with this, it has to be on different elevations because of how Varkle is designed. But when this one detects Varkle, it's going to tell this one to be ready because Varkle is coming in. And then once this one detects it, it's going to create a soft sort of airbag-like pressure system to prevent Varkle from passing through the very portal here. And that's all it's going to be. Same thing with this area too. It creates like an airbag system so that way though, like, you can't go. Actually, I think I designed this area in two different ways where you can go through the nether portal and you can enter in. And then you can just fly up and go to the other area. But, yeah. Anyway, so what happens if somebody were to, let's say, I don't know, hijack the portal in a way and get in? Well, there's supposed to be cameras here. Again, not the right version, so it doesn't have them. But the cameras here will scan the... Well, they're going to be... I mean, as much as player heads can be, right? So they're going to be facing this direction. So if a vehicle appears through here, the camera is going to look at it and zoom in and scan the vehicle. If it is within one of the schematics that is within the database kind of thing, then it'll go right through perfectly fine. If the vehicle is not within the database, then it will close off that portal and it will open up that portal, which that portal will lead it back to where it came from. That's how it works. So now we're going to go back into over here. Wow, I guess I was lying about the whole, we're not going to be able to get to 8 videos. I apologize. I didn't realize it was going to take this long to describe everything. I just like talking about this stuff. So over here is my first ever Minecraft base. That's supposed to be water. My first ever Minecraft base in Minecraft was a mountain hill base kind of thing. Okay. It's all broken though because of Amulet. Oh, everything's the way that it was. Look, it was before it was before food could stack. Oh, look how beautiful it is. Oh, I remember this area so much. I thought it was gonna be a good like a good homage to like kind of pay homage to like what I was like when I originally played. So I decided to place my original base here. Oh, I remember this. This was before I found out that chests cannot be used if there's a block above it. Yeah. I wanted this to be a showcase room, but yeah. And over here, oh, the underwater area. Mind you, can't really see anything because again, ice. But yeah, I had a diamond hoe. Who knew? By the way, this base came from a world that had like little to no iron in it, so or not iron, coal in it. So yeah. Is the lighting bugged a little bit? It kind of looks bugged. And here's the beta 1.3 bed that everybody had to build. That was a lot of fun. And over here, oh, a no block. Oh, this area. Oh, yeah, I remember building this. I don't remember what it was for, though, but yeah, I remember this. Yeah, so I wanted to place down my original base in all of its entirety. And that's what this is. This is my beta 1.2 to I think 1.4, we'll say, base, before I moved over to a different world and created what would now be Revacraft and Razacraft and all them, but and technically Rosaria base. But yeah, this was my original base. This is my original base in most of its entirety. I had to fill this in. This is all air blocks for the most part. And there's actually supposed to be cactus here. That was apparently something I built a long time ago. Was a little cactus area underneath my my secret walkway, pretty much. This door is actually supposed to be like on a thin path. But obviously I changed that because it wouldn't really well fit here. Well, I could possibly make it work here though, but then like this would have to change. And obviously you can't really change that because cactuses don't do that. Anyway, that's pretty much Sanctuaria. As I said though, there's a lot of things I want to change on here. But for the most part, everything looks pretty good. Let's go down here so I can show you what the bottom looks like. Oh, I remember doing this. Oh dear. What the heck is that? Oh, okay. I guess this was before. I guess this was before the amulet change. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when I first ported my world over from 1.12 to the current version, these four chunks, I believe, yeah, they look like four chunks, were always missing. They were always gone, and I couldn't understand why it was only these four chunks that were missing. But yeah, pretty much. So here's what it looks like underneath. Again, it's not 100% done, but it's pretty darn close. So I thought of a gear, like having a design of a gear kind of thing, rotating would be kind of cool. It's an orange terracotta, but I was thinking of copper would be a little bit better fit for it. And then this brick is supposed to be a different copper block. As you can probably tell, I use brick in terms of for that. And then later on, I thought that having a floating platform like that would look really, really weird. So I thought of having like an extra thing here. So I chose to have a bottom area that looked like this, which would look really cool. By the way, this sponge is actually supposed to be light blocks, similar to like glowstone. So that's what that's for. And of course, the staircases are all broken. Yay. So that's what that system is for. Although I do need to come in here, though, for a second and explain this. So over here was originally... well, the first idea for this area was going to be where I would store like the crafts kind of thing if I really wanted to, and then these were going to be nether portals to lead out. But then I went against that idea, and then I continued going against different ideas, and then I just gave up on it. Over here is the command platform, so I could put like random commands here and use them if I really want to. I gotta fix this for the current version that I'm working on, but yeah. And over here, I don't know what this is supposed to be though. Like, why is this sandstone? I don't know. Anyway, over here is supposed to be like the power source that fuels the entire island, pretty much. But yeah. And over here, I was thinking of putting this as like where I would store all my farms and such. So like my wheat, carrot, beetroot, villager, iron golem, whatever you want to call it, farms, they would go into this little room right over here. And then obviously underneath here is everything else that we've seen. So yeah, so that's just about it. There's nothing really too much else to say except for like there's like a cave system sort of over on this side that leads nowhere. And there's another cave system that is on this side underneath this so-called waterfall that's supposed to have mycelium, which I found out does not like to grow very interestingly. It doesn't like to grow in darkness, which is very interesting. And it leads nowhere, but it's going to lead somewhere soon. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Next time, hopefully, this area will be done. So yeah, so I'll see you guys next time for some more Sercacraft.